Welcome, everybody, into another edition of the PHNX Suns pregame party, brought to you by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. I'm your host, Greg Esposito. Ahoy, hoy, joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend. It's Saul Bookman. Saul, how are you?
Good. I like sending Shane random-ass tweets.
Right before we go on air?
Just to see his reaction. It's pretty fun.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
It must have been a positive U of A tweet then? You can show me after.
Let's get into the show.
We've got a big game. Well, a game. It's a winnable matchup for a depleted Phoenix Suns.
You overhype it a little bit.
Oh, we got to overhype it. I mean, if I'm going to be stuck here watching it.
Biggest game of the season.
The biggest game of December 9th, 2021 for the Suns. They have the Oklahoma City Thunder in town, a team that they played recently. What was that? Back on the 23rd, and they won 113-101. This game takes on a little bit of a different complexion, though, because you don't have Deandre Ayton, you don't have Jae Crowder, you don't have Monty Williams. So it's different than last game. You're not talking about a full squad here for the Suns, but still, to me, it should be a pretty easy win for this Suns team, as long as they don't shoot themselves in the foot.
You know, I'm just tired of talking about the players that aren't going to play because of all this COVID stuff. I'm like, you know what? We might as well just focus on who is going to play. And the Suns have plenty of talent to beat the OKC Thunder. They should win this game easily, but that's only if they play hard throughout the game, as opposed to, you know, like they did last time they played OKC and completely just gave up basically right before halftime and went down into halftime with the deficit. Yeah. So as long as they don't do that tonight, they'll be fine. OKC's a struggling franchise, struggling team, and CP3 and company should bounce back after their tough defeat the other night against the Grizzlies and win this game.
You know, don't get down 18 points in the third quarter and then have to try to furiously come back in the fourth. That might be a good course of action tonight. Don't do what you did the other night against the Grizzlies. I mean, that was really the Suns doing themselves in that game. Poor shooting, turnovers, bad decision-making in the first three quarters, and then they couldn't execute on defense in the final 5 seconds. That, I hope, is a wake-up call that you can't take anybody lightly at any time, that you can't just flip the switch and walk away with a win. You got to put it in, put that effort in all 4 quarters.
I don't think this team needs wake-up calls. I just think they have too many veterans for that, and they have CP3 for that. It's just one of those things. Sometimes you go into a little funk, and it happens. Again, they're 25-7 on the year. Everybody's bound to have a bad game or a bad stretch, even back-to-back games. And I don't think they played horribly against the Warriors, but, you know, they didn't play as well as they could have. And then they followed it up with a not-so-great performance through 3 quarters against the Grizzlies. It's a bad stretch. But then they seemed like they snapped out of their funk and started doing what they were supposed to be doing in the fourth quarter. Damn near won that game. And they'll move on today, and hopefully the same thing will happen. You know, as I always say, as long as you got CP3 and Booker, you're going to be all right.
Except last game where
they were all right. They lost by 1. They got lost by 1, and it took a phenomenal shot by John Morant to get the job done down the stretch.
And a travel too. Don't forget the travel he threw in there to start that play as well. Look, you're not going to have many nights where CP3 and JaVale McGee are just completely off, and that was the case the other night against Memphis. I don't think you see.
You say JaVale McGee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, he did play. He was started.
I know, but you said you're not going to have many nights when they're both off, and I'm like, well, JaVale's not like.
But JaVale just.
I just feel like those two don't belong in the same category.
Look, CP3 obviously all-time great. JaVale is
not often you're going to have Michael Jordan and I can't even think of a scrub.
When your leader of the bench who gets thrown into a starting role like he is. But he usually has consistency, right? We kind of know that you can pencil him in for, 20, 25 really good minutes and potentially close to a double-double. He did none of that the other night against Memphis. Got in foul trouble early, just kind of basically forced himself out of that game, both mentally when he was worried about his fouls and when he had to go to the bench because of him as well.
This is the opposite of what I was talking about the other day. Remember, I told you about we were really clamoring about him possibly being a sixth man, and I said, players that understand their role and the rhythm by which they know they're going to go into the game, like they can perform at a very high level. Him getting thrown into the starting lineup, ironically enough, might have been counterintuitive to JaVale McGee because now it's a wild card and he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing in terms of how long he's going to play, what his role's really supposed to be. Maybe he's thinking he needs to be DA out there. He ends up going out there and just playing hack-a-shack. And it was a short night for him. He wasn't on the floor very much, and he wasn't effective at all. So maybe tonight, I assume JaVale's going to start again. He'll settle back down into that role, and he'll be a little bit better and more comfortable tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Chat wants to know, Rick in the chat wants to know who's filling in for the Crowder Cash Club tonight. I agree with Blaze Megatron. He says the Cam Cash Club. I'm going to go with Cam Johnson, although my DraftKings account is a little low, so it won't be the usual bet.
Maybe you shouldn't
have
cashed out $3,000.
Hey, I had to. The missus demanded a nice Christmas gift, and I delivered, all right? And Amanda in the chat wants to know how many points
Is that like a euphemism?
No, it was not.
Okay, all right.
It was not.
And I gave it to her.
So
that is the gift that keeps on giving.
No, that is the gift that nobody wants even when it's free. But how many points will D book to score tonight is what Amanda, one of our Cove Crazies, wants to know. I think we get a big game book tonight. I'm thinking in that 35-point range.
Hey, as long as he gets 4, that's all I care about tonight.
That is very true. We have 10,000 career points on the line for one Devin Armani Booker. If he scores that, he becomes the 7th youngest in league history to reach 10,000. He also becomes only the 7th player in Suns history to reach the 10,000 point mark as well, and puts him within a little over 5,000 points from Walter Davis in the all-time scoring lead. He won't get that tonight, but he'll get to the 10,000.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, there's not much else we could say about Devin outside of make that guy a first voter in All-Star this year. That's the only thing that's probably missing from his resume to this point in his early career.
Actually getting selected to the game and not as an injury.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, is first step. Then we'll get him voted in next year, or if his girlfriend drops some tweets to help get them retweets up as well, maybe we'll get him voted in. Let's look at what Vegas thinks about tonight's game. Our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, they have the Suns favored by 14 points tonight.
We said this last time, but actually, what was the score last time?
It was 113-111.
Yeah,
excuse me. Yeah, 113-101. Excuse me.
And the spread was 13.5 on that one.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going with this. I feel like the Suns will win, but I do not feel like they'll cover 14 points. And this is without DA. How does the spread get higher without DA?
Well, Oklahoma City's without their coach, and
who's their coach?
The Sean. I can't even pronounce his last name.
Yeah, because nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody. He looks like me on the sidelines. All right, but and they also have they don't have the Sean from Boy Meets World lookalike Giddy out there tonight as well. He is you don't get the reference. It's fine. You don't have to.
No.
He's not going to be out there tonight for OKC.
He is Topanga. All right.
Well, yeah, everybody gets Topanga. That's the first crush there for me. If we're going to go that route. Manuel in the chat. Espo, man, these are tiny tonight.
Yeah,
poor Espo couldn't give it away. Laugh out
Shane
loud.
is really testing
JK.
us.
There we go. I can read again. Thank you, Shane. Sorry, Shane had the font set at 0.5 tonight for us trying to read all the comments in the Cove
Those
Crazies.
old guys, we need our glasses.
So yeah, I have mine on. I still can't read it. So yeah, I think you're right. How does the line move? Because OKC isn't missing anybody of massive importance in this game. The Suns are missing 2 starters, yet the Suns are now favored by 14 instead of where it was last game. That's a tall task to overcome. Let's look at our picks for the game since we're talking about this. Thank you, Blaze. All caps. Yes, that is
thank you.
better.
All caps is always better.
Gerald has these Suns by 7. Saul, you said Suns by 5. I'm feeling a little saucy. You know, I went Suns by 18. Maybe I just somebody unusual tonight is going to have a big game. It won't be Jalen Smith. Don't worry about that. But somebody is going to have a big game. I feel like they're going to win by 18. You got any guess as to what that 4,393 that Lindsay has Oklahoma City favored by?
Man. Damn, I really don't.
It is the number of games that the Seattle Supersonics played as a franchise before they became the Zombie Sonics in Oklahoma City. So bring back our Sonics, please. I always loved the Suns-Sonics rivalry, and I could not care less about Oklahoma City and the worst logo in sports, a flying guitar pick. I don't understand what the hell it is. So let's take a look at the injury report as well. I know Saul wants to focus on who's there, but we probably should tell you who isn't going to be there. It's Deandre Ayton and Jae Crowder are out in health and safety protocols. Ish Wainwright, that low back soreness. Josh Giddey out. Darius Baisley and Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Congratulations to him. He is the first player that we've ever had to make the font smaller on the injury report to fit it on the graphic. So they are all out due to health and safety protocols. Saul, we talked about it last game. You said you call it an interim coach if they're out due to health and safety protocols. I found out is an acting head coach.
Acting head coach
is what you call it. So Mike Wilkes and Kevin Young for the Suns. Mike Wilkes for OKC, Kevin Young for the Suns are the acting head coaches tonight. I don't know what to expect from this game just because the Suns didn't seem to have rhythm because the lineup changes last game. I don't know if one game is enough for them to feel comfortable in these new roles. Cam Johnson, I have faith that he's comfortable in any role you throw him in, but JaVale playing those additional minutes, knowing that Jalen Smith is your backup big in most situations tonight. How will he react? He played okay. I'm not going to sit here and say that he didn't last game, but now he has to go back to back and show that he can play. And how does that second unit find scoring? Can Campaign pull that off? That second unit is a big question mark without Cam and JaVale on there.
I mean, I don't know. I thought the other night they played okay. I mean, they weren't world beaters, but their bench outscored the Grizzlies bench.
Yeah.
I mean, easily, too. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, but when you have two starters score a combined 67 points for the Grizzlies, you don't need your bench to do a whole lot.
Well, still bench output is part of the game, right? And their bench outperformed the other bench. And it wasn't even close. It was like 40-12 or something like that. Campaign did great. Sticks had a good game. I'm not too concerned about the bench at this point. You know, the adjustments and the rotations will fix themselves. I mean, Coach Young probably had a lot of conversations with Monty over the last couple of days in terms of what to do during the game and who to rotate in and out. And
don't play 3 point guards together.
I didn't think that was such a bad thing. I mean, hey, you have to try some things when you're missing a lot of key pieces.
This is true.
You know, you can't just sit there and be like, well, okay, well, let me get somebody that's identical to Jae Crowder and put him in the lineup, and let me find somebody that's identical to that doesn't happen. You're not gonna win like that. You got to maneuver and adjust. That's what coaches do. That's why they get paid the money that they get paid. And, you know, sometimes you're going to throw shit at the wall and it's not going to stick. All right, get rid of it.
Yeah, I agree. You'll still see unique rotations at a necessity tonight. You're 100% right. Yes, the bench played well against Memphis, but you're going to need it again tonight with that. And to me, the key is, can JaVale stay out of foul trouble? If you have to turn to Sticks for major minutes, it hurts your defense. It hurts your rebounding. It hurts the energy, because that's another thing. JaVale is very much like Campaign, high energy kind of guy.
But it's not going to hurt as much as it did the other night because Steven Adams is a truck down low.
Well, that's true.
And the OKC Thunder just don't have a Steven Adams on their roster.
Well, they used to, but they don't anymore. First off, can we scroll back up to the acting coach comment? Back up there from Rick. Rick says, some would say that Cliff Kingsbury is an acting head coach for these past few games. as well. Everybody's a comedian.
Why are we bringing in Cardinal
everybody
slander
thinks it's-
today?
Hey, well, why not? I just I
They
read
get,
it.
They get
Yeah,
beat up enough on their own shows.
Let's tell our poor Cove crazies, hey, just don't comment anymore. We're not going to read them. So
Well, now we got Connor saying Can Cliff, and like now we've made this a Cardinals chat. Like
hey,
no,
whatever it takes. Do you believe in doppelgangers? So
I do believe in your doppelganger. Yes.
well, but I mean, in general, do you believe that there is somebody else out there in the world that would very much look like? There's a theory that there's at least one person that looks very much like yourself out there in the world. Do you believe that there's potentially another Saul Bookman looking gentleman?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's so many people in the world. There has to be somebody that resembles me to some degree.
All right. So, former boss at the Suns, Jeremy McPeak, a dear friend of mine, runs a social media company now. He runs the social for the bowl games right here in town, and I did some work for him.
Yeah, I
in
saw
the
the
past.
coach already.
He works the guaranteed rate bowl. And I get a text from him this morning that says, "Oh, I know why you couldn't work for me last night at the guaranteed rate bowl." And I'm like, what the hell is this, right? So Shane, can you put up the image? So I get this. It's a Instagram post from the guaranteed rate bowl. I'm like, still, I don't get this. What? And I zoom in, and then can you show the second one? Apparently, I was coaching for Minnesota last night. I looked at this and I triple taked. I showed my daughter, and she goes, "Is that you, Daddy?" And I'm like, "No, that's not, but it definitely looks like me." It's kind of creepy. It's not like Scott Van Pelt does that on SportsCenter, but it's like just a bald dude standing there. This dude legitimately looked like me, and I felt sorry for him. I thought, man, it's hard enough for me to look like this in this world. I feel very bad that this gentleman has to look like me as well.
Manuel Romero in the chat. My cousin found my doppelganger. It was a homeless guy. Yeah, I mean, that dude did very much look like you for sure.
I love Rick. I feel like Frank Kaminsky's double would be a bull rider.
Everyone has a twin. I met mine long ago, laced bacon. Congratulations.
Oh.
I don't know. Like, I'm not even going to say who people think I look like sometimes. Like, if I sit here and I slouch my face and I have like a double chin and I look like some random dude from Workaholics, and I've heard that so many fucking times. That dude's ugly. He's not me. I'm so much better looking than that
guy. I wasn't better looking than that guy. I mean, I just am. It was creepy. That went to me, and I went, all right, I'm working out in 2022. I just saw myself, and I don't like what I see, that's every night. But when I see my doppelganger, too, Manuel Sticks, doppelgangers, Dragonbender. Don't do Dragon like that. Don't do Dragon like that. That's just messed up, all right? I'm sorry. So any final thoughts on tonight's game? We're about 10 minutes from tip-off here. Any thoughts? Any wild bets that you would make on this game?
No, I'm going to go with Cam tonight.
Cam?
Yeah. No, don't steal my shit.
Which Cam?
Yeah, Cam Johnson.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Cam because, if we're going for first field goal, I'm not going with a guy off the bench.
I didn't know if you – I said, do you have any bets, like any interesting bets? I didn't say first field goal.
No, that's what I was talking about was first field goal. And then outside of that, no, this is a game where it's just going to be – it's all over the place. The Suns are going to win this game. They're going to control the tempo. They're going to play their style. They're going to get back into the groove. I'd like to see Mikal Bridges, actually. If there was one thing I'm looking forward to, I would like to see Mikal Bridges kind of snap out of his little funk and get the ball rolling on the offensive side of the ball, and I think he will do that tonight.
Yeah. A couple of updates here from Gerald Bourguet just coming in. Elfrid Payton, a late scratch. He is out due to health and safety protocol. Yes, the same Elfrid Payton who was in health and safety protocol, told he could get out of health and safety protocol right before Monday's game, is back in right before Wednesday's game.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, dead serious.
Dude, there's no way that he had a false positive the other day then.
No, that means they screwed up, likely.
Oh, my God.
Is what that means. And then the Thunder have ruled – this is a big –
Hey, I'll just say it like this. Elfrid Payton being out right now should scare the shit out of everybody because that must mean he's been around the team this entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
he was out there
God.
during shoot-around on Monday and in practice. So this literally just coming down from Gerald. The Thunder have officially ruled out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for tonight's game due to an ankle injury, not due to health and safety protocol. So there are almost, for both of these teams, as many players out tonight as are on the active
Minus
roster.
14 makes sense now.
Well, let's see.
16.
I'm
Is it really?
I'm surprised it didn't move even more.
It might move more now.
Because
16 right after we showed that graphic.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up right now in the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Imagine
Still
risking
at
it.
16.
Imagine risking it all for Elfrid fucking Payton. Are you kidding me right now? Imagine
Well,
risking
but-
it all for Elfrid
But that's
Payton.
on the league. The league makes that
It's also
call.
on the
and go-
team for taking the test.
No, but it's the league. The league
Oh
makes
my
the call with these
gosh.
tests. So it's the league's fault. It's a mishandling of things right now. I'm glad Book had this in preseason.
But nobody else did.
No, but like
CP3,
I
like
get it,
Mikhail,
I get it,
Cam,
but-
like, oh, good job, Book. You're out there by your fucking
hey,
self.
Well, I mean, it'd be just like 2017. It'd be
Oh,
booking
awesome. I
booking
can't
a
wait to
bunch
go
of
back.
booking a bunch of G leaguers. So look, that it's just they never should have let him play. They should have, as Sundra said,
Oh, my
they should have
God.
kept him away from the team. It just seems irresponsible. Even with that, I would have been like, hey, can we get more clearance? It's Elfrid freaking Payton.
Oh,
You could play without him. They have most of the year.
oh,
All right.
Gosh.
This is going to be another.
Manuel Romero, we
interesting
about to
one.
bring back Isaiah Canan. Oof. Yeah, that's oof is right.
No, you bring them all back. Let's return to Bender
Marquise
Island.
Chris, where you at?
He's actually in Dallas.
Is he
Same
really?
with Brandon Knight. Yeah, they both got signed to hardship deals. So
Oh, look at that.
Brandon Knight dropped 18 the other day. The Walking Dead found a way to play again.
Wow.
That was my nickname for him. So
Why? Because they always hurt or
yeah,
what?
because he was always hurt and
Mm.
just couldn't live up to that contract. Well, I guess we got a game coming up.
Awesome.
Sundays.
Hey,
Mike
enjoy
James,
this one because
Williamson.
we might not have this squad on Friday.
Yeah. Hey, I'm ready for whatever G leaguers they can scrape. Oh, Utah Tabusi. Oh, bring back Kendall Marshall, according to Blaze Megatron. What other ex-Suns could we bring back? I would love to see Mirza had some of the best hair. Gani Lawal, that is a great. Garrett Seiler. Anybody for a Garrett Seiler?
Oh my gosh.
Can I interest you in a Marcin Gortat? He's retired, but we can pull him off the
Archie
heap, right?
Goodwin, nice,
Archie-
nice.
Archie's playing it. Archie's playing in Russia,
Nice,
so you
nice.
bring him back. I mean, there are a lot of guys that you could bring back from the past. That's the joy of drafting a lot of poor players. Deontay Christmas
Ooh.
from such a.
Very nice, very nice.
Michael Beasley is out there. He's been tweeting a lot at
I mean,
the
you might
Lakers,
as
making
well.
fun of him. So the Bees is available.
Hey,
so.
I'll buy you guys lunch if you can tell me what college Deontay Christmas went to.
Deontay.
Temple.
I believe it was Syracuse.
Fuck you. It was Temple.
It was Temple. I'm pretty sure Saul is right.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, you owe me lunch.
Okay, I'll get you lunch. I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm thinking of a different Christmas though.
Mary.
Thinking Alondo Tucker, DJ Strawberry, and Shavlik Randolph.
Wow.
Wow, I have not heard Shavlik Randolph's name in such a long time. Blaze Megatron says Deontay Christmas went to North Pole U, which also sounds like a euphemism. So, all right, so that is where we will leave you. Good luck watching this game. Have some fun with it. It should be a basketball game, I guess. So for Saul Bookman, who you can follow at Saul_Bookman, you can follow me at Espo. You can follow the show at PHNX_. What was that? _Suns? Yeah, we're on the Suns show. It's not Cardinals. It's Suns. You can follow us there. We will catch you right here live after the game. Ahoy, hoy.